Now back to the wild talk about a special counsel and even using martial law to help overturn the election. NBC News has confirmed that during a meeting inside the Oval Office on Friday, President Trump discussed naming election conspiracy theorist Sidney Powell as special counsel to investigate the 2020 election. The story was first reported by the New York Times, which says that most of the president's advisors opposed the plan. A source tells NBC News that White House counsel Pat Cipollone and White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows cut the meeting off because it was going in an alarming direction. Last week on the far-right network Newsmax, former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, who also participated in the meeting, floated the idea of seizing voting machines and deploying the military to rerun the election in swing states. The Washington Post, the New York Times, and the Associated Press reported that Trump asked about the idea during a meeting. A source tells the Post that the proposal was shot down by Mark Meadows and Cipollone. The president denied the martial law reporting, calling it fake news. The Army, however, felt the need to issue a statement saying, quote, "There is no role for the U.S. military in determining the outcome of an election." According to the Times, Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani participated in that Friday meeting by phone, and that he also pushed back on the special counsel idea. But that's perhaps because Giuliani focused on his own effort to overturn the election by seizing voting machines. Axios is following up on the reporting by the New York Times that Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani called the second in command at the Department of Homeland Security to attempt to access the machines for the Trump campaign to inspect. The conversation between Mr. Giuliani and Ken Cuccinelli, the acting Deputy Secretary of Homeland Security, took place in the past week, according to people familiar with the discussion, who were granted anonymity because they were not authorized to describe it. Cuccinelli reportedly told Giuliani that the department has no authority to seize voting machines, though it oversees the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, or CISA, which is responsible for safeguarding elections. The Times reports it is unclear whether Mr. Trump facilitated the phone call. Giuliani called Cuccinelli to push the department to re-examine the machines to find evidence of what the Trump campaign has called widespread fraud. Times reporter Maggie Haberman tweeted that attorney Sidney Powell pitched an executive order to seize the machines during the Friday White House meeting. Let's bring in New York Times reporter and MSNBC national security analyst Michael Schmidt for more on this.
It is so confusing because I thought Sidney Powell, after she said that Kelly Loeffler had rigged the election with Brian Kemp, that she wasn't a part of the team. But that's interesting. You know, Michael, I'm struck by something that Jonah Goldberg wrote last week, which was basically saying that Donald Trump was out of his mind. And if he had told Republicans 6 months ago what Donald Trump was going to be doing now, they would accuse him of having Trump derangement syndrome, that it has gotten so bad that they would have been shocked even 6 months ago. And yet here they are remaining quiet for the most part and not calling him out for this. But I just jotted down while Mika was reading. This is what he's done over the past month or so. Called for the arrest of Joe Biden and his family, put pressure on the Attorney General, his Attorney General of the United States, to arrest his political opponent when he was behind in the polls, refused to guarantee a peaceful transfer of power. Now this weekend we hear about the calling for martial law. And in fact, the president asking whether he could call martial law, talking about the seizing of voting machines, accusing of Republican governors and Secretary of States and local officials of being in a conspiracy with Hugo Chavez and Joseph Stalin and whoever else, and getting to a point where, yes, liberals, this weekend the defenders of the Republic were Ken Cuccinelli and Mark Meadows. Think about that for a moment. Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.